Howdy y'all, welcome to Lex Lives. I think it's time we play a little 7 Days to Die. So, as you can see, I have started over. Um, the patch notes said they changed some of the random map spawn code, and it would be best to start over. So I have. So here's our little starter message. The White River Settlement. Alright. Oh, dude, there's like a town right behind me, right there. Problem is, I am probably not ready for a full-on town. I'm gonna get a little more than just the 20 they suggested, so I want to get up on top of this hill and see what we got on the other side here. So there's another town in the distance there, too. Top of the hill, that's my new spot. Well, top of the road, anyways. That one's too close to the snow, though. I'll probably go to this one over here. Oh, wow. It's taking me forever to make this bedroll. Just put it down, will you? And go. So, I'll tell you what, it's been a crazy day here for me. Alright, no, it's been a super boring day here for me. Well, I mean, I'm not bored, but I mean, nothing weird happened or anything. I guess that's what I meant by that. But what did happen last night has thrown my day off for sure. So I'm sitting here, and I've been playing a lot of XCOM because the new expansion came out last week, and I decided to go ahead and start from the beginning. Sometimes I like to start from the beginning of a series, and so I have started from the beginning of the series with XCOM, and I realized I hadn't played the expansion for it. And so because as I've repeated many times at this point, their expansion's weird, and it's not addition to the main storyline, it becomes part of the main storyline. And so you end up playing through the main storyline with additional missions and storylines that fit in. And so I also decided to rewatch Stargate SG-1 because I haven't seen that in years, and I don't know, I just got in the mood to watch it, and so turns out I really still like that show because I have burned all the way through one season in the last 2 days. That's 21 episodes, maybe 3 days. It's pretty much the only thing that's been playing in the background, and which led to part of my issue last night, I think. And so so I'm sitting here and I am watching Stargate and playing XCOM, and I take a look at the clock, and I have an analog clock on the wall, and I'm playing XCOM, and I hit a mission in XCOM. I've been playing windowed so that I could have my normal access to all my computer stuff, you know, the message programs and my clock, which is important to this story and stuff like that. And so I'm sitting here, and I hit a mission that around 11:45 or so. I had this mission that is like crashing the game uh, crashing the game on me. Every time I load in, it gives me an out of memory error, and I'm like, well, maybe it's having problems with converting the uh, the uh, the game. Oops, I totally just crafted the wrong thing. It's all right though. We're gonna need that in a second. So. Oh, you didn't count my bow. Dang it. You're supposed to count my bow. Um, so I'm sitting here and I look up at the clock because I'm getting pretty tired at midnight. I usually try to be in bed around 2-ish, and I'm starting to feel the long day I had yesterday, and so I'm like, all right, well I'm gonna play till about 1:30 or so, and we'll call it good, and I'll just head to bed a little early tonight. And so I'm playing my mission, I'm watching an episode of Stargate, and it finishes, and I look up and I'm like, oh, the clock says it's like 1:15, so I guess I've still got a little more time before I get going here, and so so I start another episode and play another mission and start the next mission, and the episode gets over and I look up the clock and I'm like, oh, it must have been 12:15 when I looked because it's 1:15 now, and so then I load up another mission of the game, and I play that, and I glanced at the clock and I thought it was like just after 2, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna finish this episode and this mission, and so I finished them off, and I'm like, oh man, it must be close to 2:30 at least at this point. I look at the clock and I'm like, oh no, the clock says it's still 1, and then I shut down my game and I look at my computer's clock. It's 4 in the morning. My stupid clock quit. Um, my stupid clock quit, and I totally wasn't paying attention to the time because it wasn't changing, and so today for most people was a holiday. I opted not to take one. It's a weird holiday that I don't understand the point of Labor Day. Like, I mean, I get it's nice. I get that it's nice to have a day off, sure, but I don't know. Holidays come across as weird to me most of the time, anyways. I get some of the bigger ones, like if you're religious and you have religious holidays, that makes sense to me. It's part of your religion, and it makes total sense to me. Um, and or like birthdays, sure, you want to celebrate your birthday or anniversary or something like that. I can understand that. That's completely understandable. And but then you get to some of the weird ones like Labor Day, and it's like, this day is to celebrate laborers. Well, why? Like, why is that a thing? I don't. You're just basically making up a day to have a day off at this point, right? Kind of feel like that's what it was. So I mean, that's probably not the case, but, you know, it's a weird one. I also find Memorial Day to be weird. Like, why is there a single day dedicated to memorializing soldiers? Like, can't you just do that whenever? I mean, it's not like that specific day has anything to do with an event, or maybe it does, and I'm just not aware of it. But I mean, that's how poorly it is advertised to me. Is that I am not aware that that date has anything to do with anything other than just randomly picked date. What am I looking for? I'm looking for quests. I want to shut this down. Because, man, it is a long way to the... It's a long way to the camp there. But, yeah, anyways. Not that I have anything against Memorial Day. Don't get me wrong. You know, it's fine. Whatever. I don't do anything different on it. It's a lot like Labor Day to me. I don't do anything different on Labor Day. Honestly, it's not that different from 4th of July for me. I don't do much different on that, except that the people in my house usually have a party and shoot off fireworks, which has very little to do with myself, other than I might go hang out with people when I'm done with work. Heck, my family doesn't even, my religious family doesn't even celebrate Christmas on Christmas because of weird family tradition that got started when I was about 7 or 8. I think I can kill this thing with this bow. I did it! I did it! I didn't expect to be able to do it. I am shocked. Come on, give me that bow so I can start skinning things. I totally did not expect to be able to kill this boar. I thought it would run away. I forgot they charge you and try to eat you. Alright, we've got a bone. I can turn that into a bone shiv. I had better get a storage box up here as soon as I can, because I don't want to be carrying around this meat. It's a bad idea. Alright, we'll just place it right there. It's all stuff I might need. Okay, now we've got to get exploring at this point. I've got to get some supplies started. Ooh, iron arrowheads, those are nice. But yeah, so I wound up going to bed after 4:30 or after 4. I was probably asleep by 4:30, but man, I was just sitting there going, man, why am I so tired? It's not even like close to when I normally go to bed. I can barely keep my eyes open. I don't want to... I just thought it was because I got up early yesterday, you know? And, so, I was wrong. I was wrong. The clock quit on me. It's got a new battery in it now, so it's working fine, but, yeah. It's not that I can't tell time. It's that I, you know, just quickly glance at the clock, and I don't actually necessarily read the clock. I just look where the general position of the hands are at, and then infer. Ooh, nice. Oh, dang it. He's all... Can't walk on an angle. Listen here, Bob Seeger. Bob Seeger might not be the guy I'm thinking of. Kind of looks like Bob Seger to me, though, a little bit. No, you know what? I'm sorry, not Bob Seger. Not Bob Seger. He looks like Hank Williams Jr. That's who he looks like. Hey, where'd my other zombie go? Oh, there you are. Not that you had anything useful for me. Gotta be careful, though. We might run into dogs. Sometimes you get dogs spawning out here like this. I definitely don't want to run into dogs. Ooh, I will take a can of rations, though. Yeah, so it was, I'm tired today a little bit. And of course, tonight is, let's go ahead and upgrade that. And let's go ahead and upgrade these. I need to get some more. Some more stone so I can make some more arrows here. Yeah, like I said, I've been watching Stargate, so I haven't seen. And it was weird to me was I was talking to somebody about how I've been watching Stargate, and they'd never heard of Stargate. They said, I'm like, well, you know what Star Trek is, right? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, in Star Wars, yeah. You've never heard of Stargate? It was on television for like 20 years. Not the original one, but altogether, 15 years probably. 17 years? 17 years. Yeah, no. Wow, I can add, really. No, I was right. About 17 years. I take it back. I was really disappointed when Stargate Universe ended. I was really enjoying that. And I feel like there's nothing that quite hits what I want in regards to people on a spaceship shows. And like, I really like the idea that I guess Lost in Space would have been the thing, but I'm too young for Lost in Space, and I've never really watched that show other than the reboot movie they had way back a long time ago. And but I would love to see a show where people get zapped across the universe and are trapped with technology they don't understand and no supplies, and whatever plot device you want to use for allowing them to get down to planets to get supplies, so that they have to try and cobble together technology and supplies and stuff to survive. Voyager, Star Trek Voyager had that a little bit. They would have the occasional episode that dealt with that. Wasn't at the beginning it was pretty important to the show, but they kind of just started ignoring it. I know I saw a thing the other day was talking about. See, one of the things I loved about Voyager, if you've never seen Voyager, you probably know what Star Trek is. Voyager was a Star Trek series that stranded their prototype ship on the opposite side of the galaxy from Earth, with half their crew dead, and they ended up having to combine crews with an enemy ship that they had been. Well, the show starts off with them being sent to deal with the enemy, the Maquis, which were a uh, there's like a war going on in the Star Trek universe at the time, and so the Maquis were mixed in with it, and so they sent the Voyager to deal with the Maquis development, and so when they got out there, they wound up activating an alien device that kicked both them and the Maquis ship across the universe. They had to pull all the people off the Maquis ship and some of the parts to save the Voyager. The Maquis ship was doomed, so they didn't save that, but they did save the people. Half the people on Voyager died, half the people on the Maquis ship died. Actually, probably most of the people on the Maquis ship died, and so they combined crews, and hey, man. And so one of the things I really liked about the show was, like, they had limited amounts of water, they had limited amounts of food, they had to constantly be on the scout for. Oh, are you serious, dude? That's awesome. I just got a mining helmet right at the beginning of the game. It's so awesome. It was a long time before I found one last game. I can't remember if there's anything useful in those or not. I don't really have the tools to get into stuff like that yet, so let's take a look at this house over here. It looks like it's broken open. As I come over the hill to bees. It is broken open. Look at it. It's terrible. What happened to your house, man? Having your house. Oh, wow. I have never had a businessman last this long before. There we go. Usually I kill those guys in a couple hits. And then they had limits on the amount of... Okay, I kind of actually need to tear this down for the leather. That was a useful find. Fingers crossed. Nothing. I kind of want this as my base now. Oh, dude, look how the dirt has poured in the side of this. That's kind of cool. Did I hear another zombie? So make sure he wasn't loose in here with me. Oh, get him quick. Get him while he's down. Said like limited number of torpedoes they talked about and stuff like that. And then as the show went on, they just basically stopped even referencing the fact that they were limited on materials, which was a little sad. Well, it was because it wasn't sad. It didn't change my enjoyment of the show. It was just an aspect of the show I enjoyed that they did away with mostly. And then Stargate Universe kind of did it better. And so I really like that aspect of that show. Was Stargate Universe is, if you know what Stargate is, because apparently it wasn't as big a phenomenon as it was to me. It's based off the old movie called Stargate, where they dug up a ring in the Egyptian desert, and it's if you can figure out the code to or the coordinates. Oh wow, I found a beaker already too. That's crazy. If you can figure out how the coordinate system works, then you can use it to... oh. Back off. You can... I hate that. I hate that you can't hit things in the doorways very easily, and you're always hitting the wall that you're not even pointed at. And then it has a lot to do with war against an alien species in the main series, which was called SG-1. And then they had a spin-off called Atlantis, and then after Atlantis was Universe. Oh, crap. She's gonna kill me. I have problems fighting this particular zombie model because the arms are short on it, and it's still got a long range, but in my mind, I am a safe distance away from it, and I never am, and she just smacks me in the face. Oh hey, look, just in time. So in the main series, I think you need 6 chevrons, they call them, to activate... Oh, you know, I probably could use that can. Well, I can always make another can. That's not that difficult. I was kind of hoping that guy would tear open that basement area there so I could just go through the opening. Hurry up and break that open so I don't have to. There. Oh, it's hazmat zombies. Back off, hazmat zombies. Anyways, I'm getting distracted by the game. I want to say it's 7, but I'm pretty sure the show keeps saying 6. I think it's 6 in the originator. Like, you have to know where you're at on the system, and so it's spatial coordinates, 3D spatial coordinates. Anyways, that doesn't have much to do with anything. They eventually discover, after 7 seasons of Stargate, they discover that they have the coordinates to another place that takes 7 or 8 coordinates, and so now it's your location, its location, and the galaxy you're coming from. And so they travel from one galaxy to another in Stargate Atlantis, and then they started Stargate Universe, which started off with ooh, I wonder if that's enough points to... No, that's quests. Upgrade my tools. There we go. And so in Stargate Atlantis, or Stargate Universe, I mean, they had a scientist who thought he could travel through 9 chevrons, and nobody had ever activated 9 chevrons because the more chevrons, the more power it takes. And so they couldn't do the 7 or 8 chevrons to get to the other galaxy, the Pegasus galaxy, because they didn't have enough power. And so by season 7, they've got a lot of alien technology they're using, and they finally get their hands on the 0-point energy modules, and so that gives the gate enough power to activate 8. And right, that one's mine. Let's go over this one. And so this guy thinks he can do 9, and they found a planet that seems to be the technology on the planet seems to indicate that it was designed specifically to open the 9 chevrons. And the power system tied into that planet's gate is tied directly into the planet's core. The problem is a lot of the technology in the show is ancient, like millions of years old kind of stuff, and so it's all planetary shifts have invalidated some of the codes that they're trying to use, kind of thing. And are you guys coming out to play or what? And so the problem with the planetary generator, if I remember correctly, because it's been a while, is that the planet is destabilizing. Oh, that was a massive treasure pot there from that one. All that ammo I don't really have use for yet. And so oh, dang it. I missed the doorway. Hey. They were seriously not interested in me. And so anyways, I guess let's see if we can't finish up this story here. So the guy, the planet starts falling apart. They get attacked. That's what happens. They get attacked, and so the planet is about to be destroyed because of the attack. And the guy is ordered to send them home. Awesome. Man, the only thing that could have made today a better game of 7 Days to Die for me would be if I found the crossbow schematic. Oh. Ooh, there's a lot of zombies wandering around out here. Where's that replacement club? There you are. And so instead of dialing the emergency coordinates that will send them home, he dials in the 9, and I think there's there's like a video game at the beginning of it, and they put a secret code in a video game, and because they couldn't solve some of the math, and so they put it in the game so that someone in the game might solve it, and so he solved it, and so they brought this kid, well, he's not really a kid, but they brought this guy to help the scientists solve the code, and they solved the code just before the attack, and so the scientist knew it would be the only time he got to use the code, and so he uses the code instead of the emergency go home thing. And they just recently become public knowledge, I think, and so they actually had like a senator and his daughter and like a tour that were at the site before it was being shut down, and stuff like that. And so yeah, they that guy, that scientist totally sent them out into nowhere, and so the first few episodes, they're like, not enough oxygen, no water, no food. The senator doesn't have any insulin for his diabetes, and so he's dying from that, and they're scrambling for supplies, and it was just everything's falling apart, and they're always trying to get more power and more atmosphere, and it was just my kind of my kind of story. And so it was a shame to me when they canceled it after just a couple of seasons. But all right, well, I am going to go ahead and call it here. I will. I don't know what differences they made that required a reboot, but they did say it would be best to reboot your world, and so I have. And you know, I'm kind of glad. Well, I'm not glad. I mean, I was enjoying my other world, but I meant I'm kind of happy by the start so far on this one because I've gotten a couple of really good day one drops here already. That's just crazy to get a mining helmet and a spiked club recipe. All right, with that, click like if you like, subscribe, be sure to catch the next one, and I will talk to you later.